and welcome to episode 9 of our Project Hybrid bike build, and today we have goodies. Yes we do. So let's see what's inside them and then we'll tell you what we're going to do today. First box please.
Goodies.
Okay, we have addressed an issue that a lot of you have been complaining about, and we have got some PPE equipment.
Personal protective equipment.
For you.
Thank you very much.
Ear defenders. Can't everything now. Goggles for grindage.
Oh.
Next box please.
Hang on.
Oh yes, oh yes. Gloves, we have gloves for the welding of and grinding.
Oh, good.
These are not necessarily expensive. They're like £4 a pair. Well, I think I paid £4 for 2 pairs. These were £2 each, and these £1 from Poundland. Can we advertise Poundland? A pound shop that has a green frontage.
And the word pound and land.
Well, you decide which way around it is. Could be land pound. Right, okay.
Box.
This is going to get awkward.
We need to have protection for paper cuts.
We do indeed.
There's another box inside this one.
There is, of course. Can't hear now. Okay, next we have welding mask. Not just any old welding mask, of course. They have to be custom ones. So, I have a lightning one. You have a fiery one.
Fire. Oh, yeah, it's good.
Doesn't fit. Next box, please. Hello. I have issues.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Mum. Okay. Tool. We have protective equipment, so tool for everything. Thank you.
Hang on, whoa. Needs to go in the box.
Okay, we're good. Sit on the table, please. Yeah. It's just not working very well. Hang on. Try the other end.
Hey!
There you go, see?
Hey!
It is a bike jack. So, what's on the cards for today, Malcolm?
Well, to start with, we'll remove some of this superfluous bits of metal that just don't need. And then we'll work towards stripping things down, getting the frame upside down, so we can finish any welds that we might have missed. I don't think there is any, but just in case, we can clean up these brackets that we've just left a bit jiggity-jaggedy, and tidy up all the crap we just don't want.
Remove the centre stand.
Remove the centre stand, that's a big goal.
Now, when it comes to the gap here, I've said before, I don't like a big gaping hole.
No.
So, being in keeping with the Scrambler style, we're going to go with an oval number board. And there's going to be a base underneath it, and then it's going to be raised away from that. So today we're going to mock. So that's the wheel on and finished. So hopefully with the new suspension it should now ride a lot better. So actually I'm pretty damn pleased with that weld.
What?
Up.
Oh, that's I knew that.
using cardboard, and then we're going to measure what we need for the brackets. We're going to have one on this side, one on that side, possibly, and one at the bottom. Or the other consideration is to have hooks, but because we want the panel and the board to run flush with the style of the frame here and here, it does need to look clean. So we're going to make that and then make and weld brackets to fit that rather than make the board fit these brackets.
So in short, we want a nice clean panel with concealed fixings.
Yeah.
There's no more time to hide, because I feel again, I feel again, oh now I feel again, we're bringing this back to life. Help me find the right words to say to get us back on our way. Can we try to fight against the grain of throwing out what we made? The future's far away, but I will stay, because I feel again.
This stand that neither one of us likes.
It's coming off.
Bye-bye.
So we have to get rid of this spring, like so, and then just undo the two bolts on the top here, take out the clips, and slide out the rod. Job sorted. So let's do that.
How that comes out, I'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Oh, it's an 8 or 10 mil, one of the two.
10.
Okay.
Did you not want that?
No.
This is just a pinch bolt. I don't know what they do.
What's the point of that?
I don't know.
Sort of a strange looking clip that don't really know what it's for. Hello. Nice and straight. It's not moving.
I'm not going to move your sleeve before it comes out. I'll put for you.
You need to batter that through because it's raised an edge.
Alright, let's use the knocking rod again.
Oh. So this, not quite sure whether this is original or aftermarket, but the hole is slightly bigger than the nut by the looks of it. So you can stick a washer in there and tighten it up, and then the bike won't lean so much when it's on its side stand.
I mean, that doesn't look like it's going to do much, but
You'd be surprised.
in the scheme of things, I think that is going to be
Yeah,
quite a lot.
yeah.
So it just won't lean over quite so far.
So like we've said before, it's a good idea to take photos of things you're not sure about so you can refer back to them when you go to rebuild the bike. So one of those. One of those.
And the idea behind that was just so we don't forget where this spring positions when we come to put the brake back together later on. Alright, let me take this brake switch off. What do you do? Ugh. It's rank.
It needs to come down and out.
Oh, it's one of them ones. Okay,
Yep.
stretch it.
There you go.
Just unhook that. Nice old grease. So old it's gone caked. So that can all be cleaned up and greased before we put it back.
So this is going to stay, of course, but this needs to be cut off properly. So we might be able to reach it once we've cut these off with the grinder. If not, we're going to have to cut this bracket off here and then weld in a new one afterwards once this is gone. And then things like cleaning up these, making sure they're nice and flush with the frame.
Nice and easy with this out of the way.
Absolutely. So that's the next thing to come off.
What's that, swing arm?
Swing arm.
No, we'll leave it on.
Why?
Just because we know we've got to put it back in order to reassemble the entire bike. There's no point taking it off at this point.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we don't need to put it back, then we can take it off, but we need that on to reassemble the bike. We don't need the brake, however, so...
Okay. Alright. So the next thing then is to clean this up and grind them off.
Yes. Cleaned? No, cut.
You want to wipe the grease off? You want to splat grease everywhere?
No, let's cut it off.
No. I'm going to clean it. So there. He's so demanding. Always telling me what to do. I'm not going to be the bitch in this relationship. He says, clean. Sauce,
Please.
open it up.
Your hands are cleaner than mine. Thank you.
Sausage and apple sandwiches, I might add.
Posh.
Oh yeah, none of your cheap crap here. And here come the sirens again. Every time. And someone drilling. Can you believe how difficult it is to film here? Okay, so that's one side completely done. Now it's time for the other side. Here we are with an almost ready for powder coating frame. All the bits that we said, like all the little hooks and brackets and stuff, have been taken off and smoothed, as you've just seen in the videos. All the welds that we've done previously have now been smoothed quite nicely, and all the little hooks and brackets and stuff that were on here have now been removed. Why are we doing that? Well, because the wiring system is going to be through here rather than along the side and underneath like it was before. So it's going to be along the top here, through here, and into a box section at the back via the battery, of course. And that's your department, because you're the wiring expert.
There's no expertise there at all.
Don't tell me that.
It's just I've done it before.
Why
and
did you tell me that?
That's fine.
No, it doesn't fill with confidence, does it? There's no expertise whatsoever.
Well, there isn't. I'm not an expert. I would never claim to be an expert.
Will you be using any form of masking tape?
No.
Will you be using any form of insulation tape?
Possibly.
Will you be using the correct connectors?
Not for this bike, but connectors that are suitable for the job, yeah.
What's the difference between proper connectors and one suitable for this bike?
Well, suitable is different to correct. We're not going to go out and try and find the correct Honda harness connectors, that sort of thing.
God, everything
But we're
is
also
so
not going to use
finicky. Will
rubbishy
you be
grips.
using the proper ones that will make this bike work safely?
Yes.
For Christ's sake, it's such hard work. Anything else to add?
Yeah, I mean all the bits that we've cleaned up here, obviously we need to get in here with a hand file or something and just finish up where the grinder wouldn't fit.
Yes, we need a hand file for that.
Yeah, and just little bits and pieces. We'll get a sheet of emery cloth and we'll just run round so that we can smooth it off so you can't see those areas when we powder coat.
Indeed. Now when this bike goes for powder coating, the swing arm will have to come off, the forks will have to come off with the yoke, and the bare frame will have to go in as is with no nuts and bolts or anything on it. The stand will have to come off.
Yeah, just anything that can come off will come off.
Yes.
So
And
there'll
now
be no bearings or anything in it.
this frame is going to be powder coated, along with the yoke the same colour, along with the swing arm the same colour. There was a bit of a debate as we were going to paint the swing arm differently, but because it's not a standard swing arm, we don't really want it to stand out as, look, I'm very different. So it's going to be the same colour as the frame. And that colour is going to be satin now, not gloss. It's going to be satin metallic gunmetal. And I'm looking forward to that. We're not far off that stage now, hopefully.
Well, I think the next job, really, after we've just cleaned up all these bits with a file and whatnot, we can reassemble everything.
Put the engine back in.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to go crazy and put all the connectors on and all the rest of it.
All the mechanicals where they should be. Engine in, exhaust on, because we can't make the tailpipe of the exhaust until the engine's in and the exhaust is on. And we don't just want to start cutting and welding. If we've got to put brackets in and weld onto the frame, we need to do that all before powder coating is done.
Yeah.
Once the powder coating is done, we don't want to do any grinding, any welding, any more fabrication whatsoever.
Not to the frame anyway, maybe little bits and pieces, but...
Yeah, stuff that can be touched up if it's something
like
small.
Like, for example, we're going to have a battery box and an electronics box of some sort in this middle bit.
Yes.
So we can make that, but we're going to need to think about that with it assembled.
Yeah.
So engine in, so we know where we can go to in.
And then make it before it goes on to powder coating.
And then, well, we'll actually powder coat that as well, probably.
Yeah, yeah. And the same goes for the plate that I was talking about at the beginning of this video. We're going to have one in here that's going to be flush with the frame, and then one that's raised with the actual number pad on.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, the back bit will be the same colour as the frame, so satin gunmetal powder coated or sprayed, whichever, and the raised oval number plate will be the same colour as the tank, that burnt metallic orange.
Yep.
So I'm so excited to get this done.
Yeah, that's another thing, because we'll have to obviously fabricate this plate.
Yes.
It doesn't have to have the oval bit on it, but the main shape has to be done so we can sort out retention brackets and hooks and such.
I think this can be out of steel, but the oval out of aluminium.
Yeah, as long as you've got something to separate the two materials, because you'll get galvanic corrosion.
Well, there will be. There'll be a gap of about 10 mil.
No, I mean in the fixings. you put aluminium and steel together, they will react, and the aluminium goes all powdery and falls apart.
So what can we do with the fixing to make sure it doesn't?
Well, you could use some kind of rubber fixing or a plastic fixing, but then you run the risk of breaking those things if you knock it. It might be easier to do the whole thing in one
Just put a
appearance.
rubber washer in.
Just do the whole thing in steel, powder coat the whole thing, and then just rub down and paint the oval bit. Leave the powder coating in situ.
Okay, well we'll discuss that near the time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's those sorts of things. So we need to sort out this mudguard thingamajig in here, the plastic one.
Yes, we do.
And cut it off flush with the top of the frame.
We also need to do the bracket that goes in here for the mudguard.
Yes, I am thinking we can probably just reshape the existing one
Yes, the other one has a bulge in it, so
on one side.
on one side, and it's very close to the tyre. It cannot go where it is at the moment, so it needs to be raised slightly. And I want a higher mudguard anyway. I don't want one that's really, really close to the wheel. I want one that's slightly higher.
So it's a
Not
bit of a gap.
scrambler, but sort of retro scrambler. So sort of here, not here, not here, sort of here.
But if you spend any time looking at the existing ones on the market, like the FB Mondial and the
Yeah.
BMW,
But they don't have these knobbly tyres. They've got road knobblies, not
yeah.
knobblies.
But my point is the spacing and things between the mudguard and all the rest of it, they're pretty much what we're heading for in that respect.
It is, yes.
Um,
And that's it for today.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us. Please come back next time when we will have more bikes and more cars and more builds. And until then, please don't forget Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and watch all our other videos and comment on anything that you see, anything you're confused about, or if you've got a build that you're doing yourself, you can pop onto our website www.motorsforthemasses.co.uk, or pop onto our Facebook page and send us some pictures. We'd love to see what you're working on as well.
yeah.
And until next time, please ride and drive carefully.
But have fun.
Indeed. See you later.